What is good, YouTube? This is your homeboy, Raiden Yoshi here, with another. Wow, that was the lamest shit I could have probably fucking done. I'm so fucking lame. Oh my god. As I was saying, I'm here with another Sunday vlog. I would say Sunday morning, but I'm recording this at 3:30, and this probably won't be uploaded till about 4. So, what I'd like to say, I've had a very interesting week. We're gonna first off start by saying I've actually started going to the gym with some of my very good friends, and I am in some. Actually, no, I was in so much pain because it's like I played a lot of sports in high school, so I'm used to working out and stuff like that. But when you go from not working out to working out a lot again, you're just like pain, aches, ow, everything hurts, and it's quite dreadful. I'm not even gonna lie. But it actually feels nice. I'm trying to get more active, more healthy again, because just I'm a very large person, and having medical issues on both sides of my family, I would like to stop any potential problems before they come up, just because that's probably smarter. It's better for me in the long run. Now, that being said, this week, I think, once again, I've continued my trend of having a week where I'm really good uploading, and then a week where I don't upload anything. Good job for me. So I apologize for that. I haven't had a chance to sit down and edit stuff in videos and things. Excuse me. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm probably going to be editing for a decent portion of the day because I have schoolwork to do and cleaning and all that good stuff. So do all that. Then I'm going to probably... Yeah, I'm going to do that, do my homework and such today. So I have a long day ahead of me, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I bought sunglasses yesterday. I like sunglasses. I actually love sunglasses, but it's just like my face, because my head is rather on the large side, so it's hard for me to find pairs that fit my face comfortably and don't look super small on them. But I actually got 2 pairs that look good on me, and I'm very happy. Camera, focus, please. Thank you, camera. Jesus. Camera going out of focus and stuff. So, I figured this week I would tell some of my stories of my wonderful D&D campaign that I've been running. So, as just how do I want to say this? Like, I'm like spacing out. I don't know how I want to say this. Start this off. Blah blah blah. Okay, for those who do not know, I play Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons, it is a role-playing game where basically you create a character, you make a sheet, you determine your stats as this character, you pick a class, and then from what you determine, you have all these different skills that your character has, and with these skills, you kind of role-play as a character. You don't act out as yourself because, I'll be honest, I have friends who I love, but like when I'm in game, I act the complete asshole to them because I don't like their characters in the game. And that's just kind of how Dungeons and Dragons works. Where Dungeons and Dragons is basically 2 roles you can play through the game as. You can play through as the DM, the one creating the story and running the game, or you can be a player, and you're the people who are experiencing it. I do both. So I'm going to tell you some of my adventures as a DM that have happened recently. I have one of my players who, she is a sorcerer. Now because of this, she had to do all this other stuff to go into details that I'm not going to go into, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is just going to go way over your head like a helicopter going across the Pacific Ocean. I don't know why that's the metaphor I came up with, but it is. But that's besides the point. So, basically, you have what's called a bluff score. Bluff score is based off one of your stats, and it's basically you're going to lie to someone or bluff. So, she lies to my main bad guy, and because of a ability she has, she can increase her lie by, if I remember correctly, by +5 up to 8 times a day, just whenever she wants. Now, to explain this better, what happens is, do I have one right here? Yeah, I do. This, my good friends, is a D20. This is a 20-sided dice. You roll it, and depending on your roll on the 20-sided dice, it's how successful your check is. So, Do I have a D&D sheet on me that I can just show you what I'm... So I can just actually put up to the camera and just explain better. I do. I have one of my old characters. So, let me see here. Can I get this on screen well? Yeah. So this is one of my old character sheets. You can see my handwriting is kind of awful. So you see all my skill bonuses. Those are all different numbers and stuff. And so what happens is I roll this, and whatever I get on this, I add that bonus to it. So blah blah blah. I roll a 13, and my bluff is 11. I rolled a 24 for my bluff check. Now, depending on what people roll, this depends on whether or not they believe your bluff or not. The fact is, she can basically make any bluff she rolls auto-believable to almost any character I create. She can be like, okay, I rolled this. Oh, that wasn't good enough. Plus, 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 plus. Okay, that's more than good enough. Now, note, she can only do it X number of times per in-game day, but it's like, when I have my NPC bad guy having to do a check against the 60 bluff score, which, to put it simply, that's unreasonable to beat. It's like, if you manage to beat that, you're either A, broken, or B, cheating. Probably A, but that's besides the point. There's nothing I can do about that, and it's like, oh, hey, I'm looking for the thing. I know you have it. No, I don't. It's not here. You're right, it's not here. I'm gonna leave then. And that's what ends up happening. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful thing. So far I've had 2 bad guys completely convinced of a complete and total bullshit lie because of it, but it's something I can't do anything about. It's actually pretty hilarious because it's just like, I'm just like, they believe you. But I digress. Now we have another player in my game, and so more explanation about Dungeons and Dragons to those who do not know. When you make your characters have what's called an alignment. There are 9 different Dungeons and Dragons alignments, and for each one, you're either good, neutral, or evil, and you're either chaotic, neutral, or lawful. Now, what do each of these mean? If you're lawful, it means you follow the laws. Neutral, you kind of loosely follow the laws. Chaotic, laws or guidelines, you follow them as you wish. I am getting a phone call. Okay. I'm going to finish this and call that person back. So then there's good, neutral, evil. Good means you go out of your way to help people. Neutral means you pick and choose. You really couldn't care either way. Evil means you're a selfish asshole. Doesn't necessarily mean you go out of your way to do bad things, but if given the choice between good, neutral, if you had someone laying on the ground in front of you dying, and you could either A, kill them, B, help them, C, leave them alone. If you're evil, you're probably going to kill them. Not always, but it's like you'll kill them and then you'll probably laugh about it even. In my party, I have 4 neutral evil characters. And so I put them in a shop where they had to buy stuff, and all 4 of them go into the shop, buy what they wanted, and then leave the shop. My chaotic neutral character walks into the shop, tries to force the shopkeeper to give him stuff. Shopkeeper says no. Pulls a gun out, then threatens the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper has 3 sentient magical rifles that now point at him. Continues to try to argue with the shopkeeper to force him to give him the stuff. Shopkeeper then teleports him on top of the castle in the town so that he has to climb down from the castle. He's a bird man, so he can literally fly down. That was just kind of hilarious and luck, but it's whatever. He gets back to the shopkeeper, sneaks in, tries to steal from the shopkeeper again. Shopkeeper hits him in the face with a hammer, and then he tries to shoot the shopkeeper and misses, and then gets shot by all 3 of the flying rifles. I would like to say the 4 evil characters did not try to steal. They didn't even attempt to steal. It wasn't even on their mind. They kind of just got their shit and bounced. He legitimately tried to steal from the dude. And I'm just like, bruh, I don't know how many times I need to explain to you that you just can't steal from this thing. Just Come on, son. Come on. But I digress. It's silly. It's whatever. But what you gonna do? Hey, yeah. So that's just some of my D&D adventures and such. That's specifically from the game that I run. I actually play in 3 other games. In one of the games, my character basically got to watch her. Not, let's say it's her best friend, but she really doesn't have friends. Basically, the closest thing she had to a friend, she got to watch that character die. So yeah, like there's some messed up stuff going on in my D&D in the D&D games I play in. I don't want to go into too much detail about stuff without having them written out in front of me so that I can make sure I'm getting every detail correct. Because like I don't want to mess up details on stuff just because if I mess up details, I feel bad because it's like it's funny stuff that's silly and ridiculousness that happens, and I don't want it. And it's like I don't want to inaccurately represent the ridiculousness of said situations. That being said, though, are there any other D&D stories I actually want to talk about? Because frickin' bluff scores, the only one of the few non-evil characters in my game being ridiculous. Oh, hilariousness. Because I was bored, and in my D&D game that I'm running, it's got a very loose Mario base around it. Like it's got like a very Mario-esque setting, and because of that, I'm throwing little itty bits of Mario-ness into it, but it's for the most still regular D&D. Just like it's fun to throw little random pieces of Mario. Now, what I decided to do was, because my party, they're going to be running all over the country and stuff in my game, and so I'm like, they need a mode of transportation. Yoshis. So I give them I give them like a whole herd of Yoshis. Like, no, not really a herd, like 6 Yoshis. My one party member, she has an elk, so she doesn't need one. Another party member, he has a cat, so he doesn't need one. I have my 5 remaining party members and my NPC. So I'm like, 6 Yoshis is perfect. Now, because of the following action, my one party member did not get a Yoshi to ride. Because he walks up to 2 different focus camera. There we go. He walked up to 2 different Yoshis and said, "You want to make me a cowboy?" Now, I'm just like, that's creepy. Bruh, that's creepy. That's really creepy. That's really creepy. And so he ended up not getting a Yoshi because every other Yoshi got taken except for the leader of the Yoshis, and the leader of the Yoshis doesn't trust people, and the leader of the Yoshis is one of the ones he approached and said, "You want to make me a cowboy?" So he's like, "Motherfucker, I don't like you." But that's besides the point. That's his own fault. He accepts it for what it is. He's like, "Yeah, nah, that was kind of creepy, but whatever. I couldn't just be normal like everyone else. I had to be me." And I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I respect you for that, but it was still ridiculous. My players got to a town where it was a no magic town, so anyone using magic and stuff, you kind of were like, we don't like you. And then it was a town where being strong, like no weapons, fighting with strength and stuff, is what they valued. So my players had to collect a special item, and the special item got won in a tournament. So a couple of my players, they decide, hey, we're going to enter the tournament. I think it'd be funny to enter one of the Yoshis in the tournament because I mentioned earlier that said Yoshi is the beefiest of the Yoshis. He's carrying my one friend who's a paladin, who's a lawful good paladin. So it's just like paladins wear a lot of armor. It makes sense that he would be stocky, like he can carry some weight on him. And since Yoshi's have 2 legs, and so he's carrying his own weight plus the weight of a paladin, I'm just like, his legs are probably going to be pretty beefy. So basically the way I made it is this Yoshi had the ability to kick, and launch people like 30 feet away. And honestly, it was hilarious because it's just like he kicked. The way I described it was at one point he kicked someone into the wall and then they just got decimated and destroyed. And it's silly and just ridiculous. But yeah, ended up having a giant tournament. The giant tournament stuff, blah blah blah. That Yoshi was just so ridiculous because I could only describe it as he kicked someone, they flew across the arena, hit the wall, and were knocked unconscious. That's how bad his kicks were. So that's really all I want to talk about in terms of D&D and stuff. So I do have more stories. I'm a part of 4 different D&D campaigns. If you want me to go into more detail about each campaign, I will. Like, actually, here's what I'll do. I'll real quick explain each of the campaigns, like brief synopsis of them. So the first campaign I play on Tuesdays, and the whole point of the campaign is we're in a BioShock-esque setting, and and it's just like you're in BioShock with big daddies and splicers and all that. It's basically designed to be an alternate universe of BioShock. Is how it's been explained to me. So we're playing through that, and every character has their own reason why they're there. My character is looking for his mother. My character also has a split personality due to the traumatic events of his past. He has his neutral good self, which goes by the name Xander, and his neutral evil self, which goes by the name Anderson. Due to when things particularly disturbing are around him, he is forcibly switched from good to evil personality. Evil personality basically gets put on a timer and then will tick out and then he'll return to the good personality. And that's basically the best way I can describe that character and that game setting. We've only played 1 session of that. If you want, I can go into more detail. I can even give you guys my backstory of it just as like a random thing one day if you guys care enough for that. The second game I'm a part of, where basically my entire party has basically been killed by a horde of goblins. Goblins normally being very unorganized creatures, they are being organized under a ridiculous orc guy. So it's mainly a case of the goblins are being organized under the orc, and we are. How do I want to put this? They killed all of our characters. But our characters were brought back to life by a god so that we can aid in attempting to bring them all down. That's literally about the best way I can explain it. My character, she's a female ninja, but she has a mood suit is the best way I can describe it. It's basically, in her backstory, the way I put it is she could not control her emotions. So in order to force her to control her emotions, her ninja master had a special suit made for her that changes color as her mood does. If she is the proper mood, which is neutral for a ninja, it is black. But depending on her mood is what color. Like she gets angry, it's red. She gets depressed or sad, it's blue. Etc., all this different stuff. I do not have the correct spectrum of colors for that written out, and I probably should write that out at some point. So there's that game. I can go into more detail about that one if you want. My next game is the one I run. This is the one, it's Mario themed. It's basically, the players were in a universe. They were in their world, and they all got invited to this big mansion party. They got to talk to the guy who owned the mansion, and he told them about how he has a special portal that will lead to other dimensions, and he can use it to give them chances of a lifetime to earn riches, explore, find new worlds, etc., etc. My party members being intelligent throw stuff at it. Now, no, I will be fair. This was 2 out of a party of 6. Now 7, but at the time 6. So, good job, you two. Because the portal implodes and they get sucked into a new world that's very Mario themed. And I would just like to say that it's funny because I didn't know how I was going to have the portal explode. So I sat there and just talked to them while they were in the room with it to see what they would do to it. And I'm just like, you guys are too predictable. So yeah, there's that game, and then there's my final game that I'm a part of. This game, it is, oh my god, I'm be going for 20 minutes. Holy shit! And I still have something else I want to talk about. So this game's been going on for this game is basically it's a continuation of a game I played in the past, and basically we're in the world, and a zombie apocalypse basically hit. Necromancer's is like, yeah, we're killing all the things in zombie apocalypse, and we're trying to just kind of live and survive, and hopefully find and kill the necromancers who are causing all this, and blah blah blah, etc. etc. All right. All right, I will call you back in just a moment. So there's that game. So lastly, so that I can answer my phone call in just a moment. It's our last. It's the last thing I wanted to talk about. Me and some of my friends, we actually started a League of Legends team, and basically I play support. I'm a support main in League of Legends. We're just playing for fun. We're we're all right. We're not that good. We're nothing special, honestly. But so like last night we played in our first tournament. It was just a simple little tournament. We got fourth place, and we got like 800 RP for it. But it's just like we had a first game where like we did great, and then every game after that we got bodied. And I'm just sitting here, I'm realizing I'm like, we are not as ready for this as we thought we were. We need to sit down, think about our mistakes and stuff, and just kind of work on everything as a whole. As individual players, we're all right. As a team, we're nothing. We are absolutely nothing. We're probably dreadful, honestly. And I am comfortable saying that because it's just if you accept your shortcomings, then you can get better. You accept them and learn how to fix them. That's my opinion. So I've been going on for 22 minutes. I'm going to try to keep video uploads this week. I have an entire recording session of me and some of my good friends playing Smash 4. I'm going to upload that. It's 2 hours. I'm probably just going to upload the whole thing alongside, like immediately after the vlog today. So it's just kind of just going to be there. So if you enjoy Smash, check that out. It's a long video, so you can skip around and stuff. We play, we talk about shit, we laugh. It's generally just all good fun. So check that out. Have a good time. Leave in the comments if you want to hear about more of my D&D shenanigans and stuff. Tell me which campaign you'd like to hear the most about, because each campaign is completely different in terms of its feel and stuff. So I would very much like to know which ones you guys would want to hear about, so that I'm not telling you about campaigns and stories from the campaign that you don't care about. If there's enough interest, I'll do recaps. I'll do like a story up to now video, and then a weekly recap after each video. So it's just, after each video, after each session. So it'll be like, so last time we did this. I'll probably start taking notes in session so I don't forget details and stuff. It's just like, it will be genuinely really fun just to hear about. So please let me know. I actually am really interested to hear what you have to say. Also, I've been messing around with some new recording programs, so hopefully I'll be able to get more little random game videos out. I actually want to try and do something with webcam video. I will record a gameplay with webcam on top of it. I'll see what I can do about that. There's no promises on me being able to do that. But if I can get something working, I would like to. But that is it for now. I digress. I hope you guys have yourselves a wonderful day and a wonderful evening. Peace, peace, and deuce, deuce. See ya!